Hey guys, welcome back to the Subtl YouTube channel. Today I am showing you all things bronzer 101. We're gonna talk about how to apply bronzer and I'm gonna show you as I go. I have a very light layer of foundation on. It is the NARS Deauville foundation. And if you wanna watch the full face tutorial for this look, I will link it right here. But without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so tip number one for applying bronzer is that you want it to last throughout the day. And sometimes it can look really good. And then by the end of the day, you're like, I'm so pale. Where did all my bronzer go that I applied this morning? And the way to fix that is to do a cream and a powder. So I really like using this cream stick from Fenty Beauty. This is in the color 3 Mocha. You could also use a darker Subtle Beauty concealer, but I just really like this shade for my skin tone as far as bronzer goes. So even if I'm not doing a full face of foundation, I will apply this like pretty much right when I put my sunscreen on. It's almost like it's a part of my skincare. Like I just barely even think about it. And this is very smooth and creamy, so it just applies really easily. So I usually apply a little bit here. I used to do like the straight line, but I really don't want this to look like too contoury. I'm just using it to like warm up my face. I'll usually put some on the nose, bring it in, and then sometimes I'll put just like a little bit here, cross them at the chin, and that's usually good. And then my second tip is to use a very fluffy brush. You could use this brush from the 4-piece brush set, but this one that I have is even a little bit fluffier. So I usually use this one for bronzing and this one for my shine control powder. This is actually like an angled brush as well. I don't know that you really need an angled one, but I just kind of tap and I make sure to blend up. And you can also do this underneath foundation and make sure to kind of tap and swipe rather than just taking your bronzer and like pressing and gliding, if that makes sense. And then I can use this other end that's skinnier and see how it's just kind of warming up the face. Like this is what we want. And I also used to go straight up to my hairline, but then it ends up looking really muddy and dirty right by your hairline. So I suggest just kind of going right here and not actually going all the way up to your hairline. And then I use this like more flat end for the nose. And truthfully, there are people that are way better at like contour than me. I'm not really doing this to contour. I'm just doing it to add some color to the face. Okay, now that we've done the cream, I'll go ahead and add the powder bronzer in. This is in the shade Leche. And we really just need a little bit. And when you're choosing a bronzer, it's very important that you choose the right shade. A big mistake people make is actually using a bronzer that's too dark for them, and it ends up making your face look muddy and dirty, and we don't want that. We want glowy and bronze. So to figure out your right shade, all you have to do is go to subtlebeauty.com and there's a shade match quiz. Yes, it is used for shade matching your concealer, but once you know your concealer shade, Subtl will actually tell you which bronzer shade is right for you from there. So it makes it super easy. You don't have to guess. For me, I'm 3N in concealer and I like using Leche. I'm kind of in between Leche and Latte, but I do think that Leche is just lighter, so I like that it's more buildable. So yeah, then I'll just kind of apply in the same spots and even be a little bit more liberal with it. And then the next tip is to make sure to bring the bronzer down your neck. Okay, now that the bronzer's done, let's do the rest of our makeup. All right, and there we have the final makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. If you wanna buy any of the products I used in the video, you can customize your own stack at subtlebeauty.com. And make sure to leave any suggestions for videos or questions that you guys have down below, because I love hearing from you guys and creating looks and videos that you wanna see. Don't forget to subscribe. We also post videos every single Sunday. Bye.